Oh, good morning. Welcome to me, Paul Fay, from Cyprus. And this is the latest um, video showcasing the new features in Game Day from PPR, created by Craig Harris and Matt McKeever, of course. And I hope you're going to be as excited as I am by what I call the quantum leap in this application. And considering the cost of it, what you get now is just amazing. I've just opened up on this. I just made a brief note of some of the improvements in the game and that we're going to cover today. And I'll just say before I go on, this is not just for PPR customers or PPR board game customers. Now, anybody who plays tabletop baseball can use Game Day. And I'll go through some of the things that's specific to Game Day and some of those that you can use for any game at all. You'll see I've split it up into the actual Game Day and improved team management modules, but some of them they all overlap, and I've just done that for ease. And you can always come back to this screen just to see what some of the new things are, and I will post it on Facebook sites. So, forgive me, I've got a bit of a cold, so I may have to break at various intervals just for a drink, which is now. I'm not going to have time to edit all this out, so you're going to have to make do with my coughs and wheezes, I'm afraid, but I think it'll be worth it. So the first thing you can see on Game Day there is Boost and Slump. What are they? Well, one thing that PPR didn't showcase or within the game is when players go into those streaks, those hot streaks, and when they are just as cold as ice, they can't buy a hit. And so to represent that, you can now boost or slump any of your streaking hitters. And that's the first thing I'll show you as soon as we get into the game. By the way, the game we're gonna show the first three innings of is we're going to play the final game of last year's World Series. There's the ability now to call a game. You can save the game already, but in this case, if you have specific rules for your game or you like not to play extra innings, you can call the game and call it either a regulation game or it's called off for weather that you're going to finish it later if needed. I'll come on to those. What I call Boardgame Assistant Lite. And the reason it's Lite is there may be some things pop up during the game where Craig's creation tries to show you or give you advice on what to do. Craig is working on removing those last vestiges of that. And then obviously it'll become full Boardgame Assistant. But I'll show you, they may not come up, but I'll show you the ways to get around that. And the ways to get around it are you can advance the runners now, you can erase runners and counters and out, you can force steals or you can force outs. And the whole Game Day interface is completely streamlined and much faster. And then we'll be looking briefly at team management. You can have rosters up to 40 now. You can create teams in bulk, type them up in Excel or Word, import directly, copy and paste them across straight into team management. And to doing this, you can enter either your own or the PPR fantasy games. And also, I'll show you a couple of all-time great teams that I've created from History Maker Baseball list, but it could be any of them. Any of your own all-time greats, ones that you want. And I'll show you how I integrate those within PPR. Okay, I think that's enough talk from me. Let's get started and get to the game. And I've got it ready, fired up. Just let me get to it. I'll maximize it for you. Okay, there we are. Dodgers at Yankees. And before we start, I always look at the field. And for those who are new to PPR Game Day, fielders are marked in colours. and green obviously being best. Blue is B second, then yellow, and you can see the weakest fielder at a glance is Jazz Chisholm in third for the Yankees. He's a D defence. There's no problems. You don't have to move any of these players around. You could do if they were weaker. And we'll have a look at the Dodgers when the Yankees come to bat. But straight away, let's go to options, top right of the screen. And we see the third option down is boost or slump a batter. And you can boost or slump any. It's whatever your rules are or whatever you feel a player is hot. I usually go off the previous game, and if he's had the most hits, but that's the player I go with. I don't count walks, I don't count errors, I just use hits. But that's just me. And in the previous game, to this one, I had a look, and it was Freeman who had the most hits, and Anthony Volpe. So we're going to boost those, but the thing to note, if you read this, one batter per team may be selected. The batter should be on a streak, but it's up to you, the manager. The batter will continue the boost until he's had 3 or more consecutive outs. Once that is reached, the following at bat, you'll get a message that he's no longer streaking and he'll be back to his normal ratings. And the way it gives you a boost in the ratings, it increases. If we look at Anthony Volpe, he'll go to an A, and also he won't be affected by any lefty-righty results within the game. He'll always get the benefit of the batting column, so he'll always get the best result. Now, Freddie Freeman is an A, so you may decide that you don't want to give A batters a boost because they can't get a boost, but what it still does, he will always get the result from the batting column, as though he's a switch hitter. He'll get the result. Let me just move this. He'll always get the result from this first column. And he'll never have to refer to the lefty-righty. So it's a disadvantage for the pitcher. So in this case, I'm going to go with that, and we'll give them a boost. So you highlight the players you want, or you can just give one player a boost if you feel nobody on one team deserves the boost. That's again your rules. And we press boost, and you'll get the message there that both of those have been boosted. You close that, and then the 2 players that were in the slump were Stanton and Enrique Hernandez. So Hernandez, they'll both go down to a D. So we highlight them and we press slump, and again you'll get that message, and they will stay in a slump until they get a hit. They don't lose, they don't climb back to their normal ratings on a walk or an error. It's purely on a hit. So we close that, we close this, and off we go. And the first batter up is, of course, is Ohtani. I saw him hit a home run in Denver last season, first at bat. It just made it over the centre field wall by a foot. I got a photograph as he was swinging. I thought he'd been caught in centre field, but it was actually a homer, which was good because it was the only reason I went to that particular game. Okay, play ball. Cole, 10, 7, base hit. And Ohtani immediately is on the field. And you can see him at first base. And again, for new people, you'll see that base runners are marked with their colour code. So we know that Ohtani is a fast runner. So we'll go ahead, and this is a good opportunity to show you how steals work. And now when you press steals, if you're playing PPR, you get your opportunity here to press steal. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we want him to steal, and he's safe at second. So he's gone to second. We can go to options and reset this at bat because I want to show you him back at first. So if we were playing Boardgame Assistant, let's say we were playing one of our own games, let's say Stratomatic or anything. I'll use History Maker Baseball as that's the one I play the most. Let's say I was playing History Maker Baseball and he'd stolen base. So you click on that, you click Boardgame Assistant, and you'll get a lot of choices there. So you get rundown, advanced runner, steal, whatever you want. Steal. And it will still show that he's safe, but it will always be safe. So he's on second. The advanced runner is if your game allows for extra advances, you can force it to do that within the game. So bets is up to strap him out. Bets goes down swinging, which doesn't happen that often. And we come to Freddie Freeman, and you'll see he's boosted now. So it's changed his designation to a switch hitter. And so all his results on the batter card will come from this minimum. He won't use the lefty-righty column at all. So 8, 9, and it's a base hit. Runners advance 2. So first blood to the Dodgers. That brings up Teoscar Hernandez. And you can see that Freddie Freeman's a B. Steal. We're not going to steal. 11, 9. It's another base hit. Runners advance 2. Dodgers threatening to break out in the first here. Max Muncy, he's a C batter. 12 for 6. It's a ground ball, but runners advance, so it's 6-3. Runners advance. Another run in. Enrique Hernandez, he's in a slump. He's now a D. So let's see how it goes. 9-3-5. It's a ground ball. 5-3. And that's the end of the inning. Okay, so the Yankees coming to bat, and you can see that this is all okay. The Dodgers fielders a lot worse. You see that Muncy is a D. In centre field, we've got Hernandez, a D. At left field, we've got Teoscar Hernandez is a B. And he's covering these two sections here. So he's covering all of 1 and 2 and allowing Enrique Hernandez only to cover this area and half. So that's good. Flaherty to Torres, 5. It's a ground ball to Gavin Lux. Tosses over to first, 4-3. Juan Soto, no longer a Yankee of course, but he is in our world. 2-8 walk. Judge coming up, 1 away. Sorry. Okay. For fly ball, centre field, F8. 2 away. Jazz Chisholm. 2 for strikeout. Dodgers back up. Okay, I'm going to switch for this inning purely to playing my History Maker Baseball just for this inning. And the first batter I'll turn over is is the pitcher an ace? No. It's a base hit for Edman. Will Smith, 2-3, 6-4-3 double play. Next batter, Gavin Lux. Cole, is he good? Yep, he gets a walk. Okay, so I'm going to try and steal in my game with Lux, and I'm going to use the Boardgame Assistant. I'm just playing on my dice flipper here. Okay, and he's out. So he's caught stealing. So that's the last out. Okay, Stanton's slumping. Just pressing the dice flipper, and the result is struck him out. No surprise there. And here's the great Anthony Rizzo. Took the last out of the 2016 World Series when I was down on my knees in front of the screen. As far as I'm concerned, he's still a cubby. It doesn't look right in that Yankees uniform to me. Okay. Up comes the ball, the pitch, and it's F8. Doesn't send it out today. Anthony Volpe, he's got a boost. He's an A. Not in my game though. Flaherty to Volpe. Is he home run king? No. Struck him out. Okay. We'll go back to, I'm switching around here just to show how it's completely interchangeable, this game now. You can play it however you want. You can stick to PPR, you can stick to game day. Remember, if you want to get these lines on the field and pitcher warming, you have to go to options and settings and choose advanced. You can play it normal, but really the major part of this game is now using the advanced. Otani up again, he singled first time up, 8-5-8 this time, taken in safely. Soto under it, comes here, struck out Betts first time up. This time a ground ball to Rizzo, 3G. Freddie Freeman singled first time up, so he's keeping his boost alive. 10-3, fly ball to left field. 3 outs. Okay, we may as well play this half inning. See if we get any range plays. I don't think we've had many. 2-7. It's a walk for Wells. Alex Verdugo. Oh, 999's a rundown. Wells is out. Okay, Verdugo, 12-1, line out, L6. You'll see on the outs as well, we've got more. There'll be more board game assistant outs along the bottom. If your board game allows you to drop K, batter safe or batter out, you don't use the one in the game that's up here, the quick outs, because within that game the PPR game day will assess whether the batter makes it safely to first, whereas your game will dictate. There'll be more board game assistant outs down here eventually. Okay, let's see. 5, fly ball, it's a range play to Hernandez. Remember that because the blue die, if it's an odd number, it goes to the player on the left, even number, player on the right of the range play. So in this case, Hernandez is going to track it down, and it's a 5, and it's a fly ball, F8. Okay, so I hope you can see some of the options within that, and you find them interesting. Let's just select the hit, so I can show you again the board game assistance options. So you can advance the runner if your game allows to advance the runner. So we'll do that, advance runner, and he got to second. Let's say he advances again. He's gone to second. Let's say there's no other outs within the game that tell you how to enter the result. There's no options because there might be a Z play if you're playing Status Pro, or a rare play if you're playing some of the other games. So it might be that you want the player out but you can't record it. So in that case, notice there's no outs here, so we can remove the runner, and he's removed by player, and you'll be able to look on the score sheet. It will say 0-0, so you'll know that that is you entered that out, and it's increased the outs there. And we'll have a look at, we'll bring the batter up, and then we'll have a look at the score sheet. Okay, and there it is. So 0-0, sorry, let me just close this. 0-0 there against Teoscar Hernandez means that you actually advanced, and you can see the AV. So they were entries by yourself to force that player to advance. Obviously, this is an extreme case, one player advancing to 2 bases and then being erased, but you can understand there's options there for you to enter whatever you want, and it still enters his at-bats normally in the totals. Okay, so we'll close that. Now let's say this is not a regulation game, we haven't had 5 innings, so your game says that it's called. You can always save the game as normal if that's how you play the game, but if you play it exactly as your game says, and there's a rain delay, so you enter rain delay there, you get a variety of options, or a rain stoppage, game may not be restarted, the game is over, or let's say you only play, as I do for instance, 11 innings, that then becomes a tie game, maximum innings reached, game over, or a regulation game from rain or other event, as long as it's a regulation game. Some players play run differentials, and I see Craig's added other managers were tired or some other reason, game over. You may decide to call it because you're playing at 3 o'clock in the morning and you've no time to finish. Whatever, you've got a variety of reasons, and then I think it shows that on the score sheet. Let's do the rain delay, enter call game, game over. Okay, it says game over, but it only means game over now. It says rain delay. So I think you can still export those stats as they are, close, don't send to box score replay, and then it comes up on the score sheet as rain delay at the top. So for your records, you've got that game, you've got whatever reference ID you used to play it, and then if you want to restart that, you can go back in. Let's close this. I'm just going to go back to the beginning, and you can go to game day replay, and you can load that game back in, and then game resumed after rain delay. So you can carry on just as normal, and it will have retained all of your settings. As I say, when one of the slumping batters or the boost batters loses that rating, the colours will disappear and you'll get a message to say what the situation is. Okay, right, we're going to leave game day for the moment. I don't want to bore you completely. I hope you've been excited by that, because it should be you playing this and not me. And I think I've given you a few options there. If there's things you don't understand about the game, or you still want some advice, friend me on Facebook and send me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, there's I've got between a 7 and 9 hour difference, or 7 and 10 hour difference between myself and the North America. So please, if I don't come back to you straight away, you'll know that's the reason. And then what we're going to do now, if we just go back to our Word document, So we've covered Boost and Slump, we've covered Call Game, Boardgame Assistant Lite, where we can advance runners, raise runners, force steals, force outs. And I hope you saw that the game interface is now completely streamlined. You can play a game very quickly and you can play it in the way that you want to play it. I'm just going to show you now something of team management, and this is where eventually the majority of your admin for your game universe will take place. Let's go there now. Team management. Let me minimize this behind for you. Okay, now in this you can either add a team. So let's say we've just been using them. Let's say we wanted to add the 2024 Dodgers. So you can add a team, and you add a team from the league databases. Press go, and you can choose that any team you want. Any year, 2024. LA Dodgers. Add the team from the databases, and it was successfully added. And we can go down here, and there they are. Load that team, and you will always have that team saved for quick play or whatever you want now. Okay, and let's say we want to create the game to create a lineup for us, and it produces that, and you could save that lineup if you wanted as let's call it user 1, no DH, and save it. Okay, and you can manage. Let's clear this lineup. You can manage all of your teams in this way. I've got quite a few teams saved now, and if you wanted to play any of these teams, you could go down to the bottom, play game day. Let's call it test. Let's say you wanted, let's say the 2024 Cubs were playing who should they play? Let's say they're playing the Dodgers, and ignore that. I haven't got any lineups. You always have to save a lineup if you want them to play. Let's say they were playing. Let's say they were on a tour of Japan, and then you get your choice of pitchers. Andre Jackson. Who should we have pitching for? Let's have Kevin Stone, and then you can either print the player cards, you can have a blank score sheet, or create that game score sheet, or you can play game day, obviously. And then you can change the fatigue ratings, alter the lineup however you want, change position, whatever you want to do at that stage. Save lineup, and then we're into the game. And you've got the 2024 base stars against the Dodgers, and off you go. Play just as a normal game. If we close that down and go back to the team management, I'll show you how to add a team to local database. You can create a team from add a team manually or from league sheets, and you can go to you can save these players, up to 40 players, in Excel or any text editor, Word, etc., and you can enter the name of your team and the year, and you can put it here. Right click and paste doesn't work, so remember you've got to use Control and V as the shortcut in Windows to paste, and then all of those players will appear here, and then you'll save them and that team will appear. You can add a team by creating a team from league database players. So let's say you wanted, let's say we wanted to add 1927 Babe Ruth. There he is, Yankees. Let's say we wanted to add him to our all-time greats team, and let's say we wanted 1961 Mantle, Mickey Mantle, and we can carry on creating our team here. We can call it whatever we want, like, and then you add your created team. You can add it now and then add players later, but it's easier if you add all of the players. It only takes a couple of minutes to do that. And I've actually created 2 of the History Maker Baseball all-time greats, franchise greats, the Astros and the Cubs. So if we wanted to play those, again, we go to select visitors team, Astros, playing at friendly confines. We choose our lineup, no DH. Who's going to be pitching? Oh, Roger Clements will go against Fergie Jenkins. Play game day. We're happy with the lineups because we created them. Save lineup. And there we go. All-time Astros, all-time greats and Cubs. And I'm actually using this for my current project. One thing you do need to do, and I've forgotten to do it, is enter the ballpark information. If we go back there, we can edit manager name. You can edit there what the park favourability is, what the ballpark name is. I didn't have time when I was doing it. So I hope you can see the benefits of that. Let me think what else I can show you in this. Oh, I know. You can create a fantasy team, add team, create a fantasy team, and this only takes seconds. You can go to generate team and save team, the Wichita Brown Caps. Exit, and you'll see that already the Wichita Brown Caps are there. Create a lineup, save lineup, user DH, and so straight away we can go to play. We can have our Cubs all-time greats playing themselves against the Wichita Brown Caps. One's got DH, one hasn't, but you get the pictures. Pete Alexander will be playing Jackson Briggs. Play game day. Save lineup. Save lineup. And there we go. So you can play any of your created teams, fantasy teams, within seconds. What did that take me? 1 minute to create that team and play it, and then you've got them forever in your lineups here. If you want to delete them, you just go to delete team, choose who you want to delete, and now they're gone. See? Okay. And you've got a lot of options within this. You can make this player a DH, and you can use these teams for your board game within Boardgame Assistant, because you can get these teams up, then you can play them in game day while you're playing on your tabletop, and it will record the scores for you. And not only that does it record the scores, it will export in PDF and the score sheet, HTML, and also in Excel. So there's no stats package with this yet, but it will be coming eventually. But for now, you can add it to Excel, use your own template, and installed. By the way, I have got my own converter to convert History Maker baseball players to PPR ratings. If you've not got time for HMB, you're on a plane or train, and you want to just have a quick game with your Baseball America players, you can play it, or any fantasy players you've got. I don't think there's anything else I can show you at the moment within team management. It's an absolute fantastic tool. It's got everything. In it also, I forgot to tell you, box score replay. You can pick any year you want. So for that year, we just picked 2024. Pick any team. You can print the whole schedule. You can load the whole schedule if you want. But in our case, this is what I did. Dodgers, load team schedule, and there's every game they played during this season. If you're not sure about any player's stats, you can go to show stats and you can search for any player. Bellinger, there he is. Okay. So I'm just looking, I'm not learned this myself really. Oh, I see. Find a player. I don't know what that does there. I haven't had time to go through all these stat facts. I presume you can just find the player. I don't know. I'll leave that to Craig to explain that part. I haven't tested this, to be honest. No, it just lists every player within. Oh, I see. It lists every player. Yeah, sorry to sound a bit vague. I'll have to come back to that and explore it myself. Show standings. It does keep your standings within that league, but they're only basic these stats at the moment, and games you play and only games that you've played within box score. So it is basic, but some people may find it useful. It'll be improved as time goes on, obviously. If you can't make up your mind what game to play, you can always go to pick and print at the bottom here. So you can pick any date, or you can ask the AI coach to pick it, and it'll pick up a particular day. It'll display as a particular day there. 8th of 7/24, not happy with that one. Press again, 1969. There's all the games on that day. Highlight them, and you can print and play a game. So let's say we want to play 28th of 5th, 1969, Giants v Cubs, print or play game, and there we are. You can either change the lineups, change the picture, or play game day, and you're straight at it. I mean, that alone is a fantastic tool. Within seconds, you can have a game on your tabletop, and in front of you, just brilliant. Okay, anything else to show you? Let me think. Quick play. You can pick any two teams from all the databases to play. Let's say we want to play, what should we play? 1961. No, let's go 1957. 1957. Brooklyn Dodgers want to play the 1961 Yankees. Pitchers to hit. Yes. Who's the starting pitcher? Who's going to pitch for, I'd say, Don Newcomb. And for the Yankees, it's got to be Whitey. There's the lineups it's given you. Obviously, you can change those, and you probably would change them because the Yankees don't look in the correct order. But that you can change it. I'm not going to do it at this moment. And then play game day, and again, within seconds, you're underway. There's so many ways to play this game. This is where I thought I was before, stat facts. Sorry to keep coming back to this. Look up stat facts, select the category and any player to include how to sort them. Let's do this again. Find a player, Hank Aaron, and minimum requirement from 1960 to 1965. Hits, home runs. Oh, let's do home runs. That's better. I'm with it this time. Sorry about that before. It shows you what his performance. Actually, that's given his whole career. Okay, so that's good. So this is if you find a player by stats. That's if you just want to search for that player, I see. So who else should we look up? Let's do Babe Ruth. Go for all the obvious ones here. Search stats. Right, and there's all Ruth's stats. They're not sortable, but you get it back year by year. Quite good. And as I say, for the price, fairly amazing. Okay, that's about it that I'm going to show you today. I'll go back to my Word document, and I hope I've shown you all of those things. I've shown you something of them, and I hope you find it useful. I hope you'll agree with me that it is a quantum leap forward, and it's an alternative to other ways of entering games, other board game assistants out there. And it's very easy because most of the entries are one button or two button, and you can use it touchscreen as well. That's it from me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care. Bye bye.